Hello everyone, welcome to this Cloud Pedagogy hands-on lab. In the lab today, we are going to be creating a CloudFront distribution with a regional S3 origin. You will learn how to deliver content and decrease end-user latency of your web application using Amazon CloudFront. CloudFront speeds up content delivery by leveraging its global network of data centers known as edge locations to reduce delivery time by caching your content close to your end users. CloudFront fetches your content from an origin such as Amazon Simple Storage Service, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, an Elastic Load Balancer, or your own web server when it is not already in an edge location. CloudFront can be used to deliver your entire website or application, including dynamic, static, streaming, and interactive content. So in this lab, we are going to act as a cloud engineer, creating a new CloudFront distribution. That too with an S3 origin point, specifically so that we can cache content and make it a little bit easier for people to see their content. So if you are ready, let's go ahead and have a walkthrough with our task first. Our first step will be creating an S3 bucket with the content that needs to be uploaded. After that, we will create our CloudFront distribution. And finally, we'll check to verify that distribution is showing the correct content. So start with the task 1, set up S3 bucket configurations. In this task, we will upload sample static content to an Amazon S3 bucket. In later steps, we will use this bucket as a CloudFront origin. Amazon S3 is a good choice for an Amazon CloudFront origin that includes static content such as images, videos, HTML pages, .css files, and JS files. Our first step is going to be creating an S3 bucket with content. So some sort of pictures or an HTML file, anything that you want. So in our case, we are going to upload our index.html file to have a site to test. I have HTML added into the GitHub and linked in the description below. Please check it. We'll first search for S3 in our search bar and select there. So we are going to click on S3 and create bucket. Now you can name yours whatever you want. I'm going to name mine CP CloudFront Proxy. I'm going to unblock the public access and I'll create the bucket. You will see your new bucket in the S3 console now. Click on your bucket's name to navigate to the bucket. Now the next step that we are going to do is we are going to upload a file. I am adding an index.html file to this particular bucket. Upload the index.html file by selecting add files and selecting the file and dragging the index.html file to the upload box. Now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to edit tags. Click on index.html file under object actions, hit edit tags. Add a new tag, under key enter public, under value enter S. Click the Save Changes button. Now we are going to go to the bucket, go to permissions, and we are going to edit the bucket policy. Again, the policy is added in the GitHub, which is linked in the description. Now we just need to change the ARN to what we need it to be. And your ARN is right here. So what this particular policy is going to do is, it is going to allow S3 to get objects and it is going to allow us to make things public by adding a public tag and saying that yes, it is public. So we'll go ahead and save changes. Refresh the page and you can see that it's changed our bucket to publicly accessible. Now it doesn't mean that all the objects in here are publicly accessible, but it means that they can be accessed by the public. Good job, you have configured an Amazon S3 bucket with a few configurations that are required for the CloudFront. In the task 2, we are going to create CloudFront distribution. The second thing will be setting up CloudFront, setting up the new distribution and then setting up the regional origin. So type CloudFront in the search bar and select CloudFront to open the console. Select Create a CloudFront distribution. In origin domain, select the name of the S3 bucket. Under Web Application Firewall, select Do Not Enable Security Protections. All of the stuff can be the same, but for the default root object, we are going to put that index.html file, then create distribution. Now this can take up to 5 to 10 minutes for it to actually deploy. So we'll be back in just a minute once it is actually finished. Let's go check on our CloudFront distribution. If this still hasn't completely deployed, refresh until it shows the date and time that it was enabled. There it goes. We are ready to test the site now. Great work. We have created CloudFront distribution successfully. In our final task, we are going to test our link. Finally, we will navigate to the new distribution just to make sure that everything working correctly. We will test the responsiveness of our site. Clicking on the distribution ID field takes you to the page where you will see the full CloudFront domain under domain name. Let's first try the CloudFront domain name directly. Now that the distribution has been launched, we go ahead and copy these two boxes open in a new tab. There is our Cloud Pedagogy homepage. Great job, everything was successful. Just to remind, please do not forget to clear the resources to avoid charges from AWS. Congratulations, you have configured an Amazon S3 bucket as the origin and tested your distribution using a web browser to ensure that your content is being delivered. I hope this was able to clear some things up, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, keep learning.